Oh God, the contrast in these intros, honestly, it do be crazy. EFL review. Now you know what? Just give me a good old laugh. This one, Sheffield United 0 Hull 3. I didn't actually watch this. I went out for a meal in Leeds right last. Come back, started watching Traitors. Right, go on my phone. Oh, what time is it? I'll check score. Oh, it's 3-0 Sheffield United. Wait a minute. I had to double check it. I could not believe the scoreline in this game. And by all accounts, it weren't even like, it's not like Sheffield United had been robbed here. Hull looked the better side. Maybe it looked a flattering result 3-0. But Hull definitely deserved win. And I'm reciting like someone else's words here. But Burrows in midfield, it's not working, is it? There's such an obvious lack of depth, and it's been case from start of year with Sheffield United that fact that they've got to put a left back in centre mid just because he can sort of play there as a footballer, not to this standard, but he's all right in there, I guess. It's You cannot be running around with Burrows and Peck in middle. I'm sorry if you want to get promoted to Prem. Obviously, with the signs that they're bringing in like Burton, Diaz, and Cannon, you can afford now, and Sousa's back, he come off bench. You can afford to maybe bring Hamer into middle and stuff like that. Obviously, Arblas is still injured. If they're going to get that Chowdhury from Leicester on loan, that's another big signing. You know, the worrying thing that I would be thinking about if I was a Sheffield United fan, long term perspective, you paid what, like 10 plus million quid for Cannon. You're going to get Chowdhury on loan from Leicester. You get Burton Diaz on loan from Southampton. These are players that are going straight to Sheffield United's team. They're obviously very good players for this level, but they're not getting in a Southampton team that's on course to break record lowest points ever, and a Leicester side that's equally as shit and will be coming back down. These are fringe players for these teams that are getting Sheffield United's team. So when you get promoted and you're playing these lads that aren't good enough for teams that are already way too bad for worst Premier League sides ever, they're setting themselves up for something like hilarious. I'm all for it. And also Hull, let me just go and look at the table quickly. I know it's only first game and it was on Friday night, but I've done been saying this. They're so much harder to beat now. They're so structured, defensively solid. What Ruben Sellers has done to this side, he wants 90. He wants a statue outside there already because I think they're so clear now of some other dross down at bottom. They're performing so much better than they have done all season, and it is thanks to him. So Ruben Sellers, the man. Sheffield United. Right, let's have a look at Saturdays. Luton 0, Millwall 1. Oh my goodness me. And this is where missed penalty as well. I was like half watching this at pub before I went to watch Reds. And it looked fairly even. It's a very, very good finish from this Ivanovic. Very good finish. And the penalty miss from Connolly as well just sort of sums what's happening to him up recently. It's not hitting ground running, is he, at the minute? But there's obviously a player there that you can see there's a serious player in him. I think once he gets his confidence and maybe he gets a goal, he'll start flying him. I actually really like him. But Luton, they're just too soft. They're way, way, way too soft. And it is speaking volumes in results. Obviously, look down at bottom. Millwall were sort of getting dragged into it a little bit, but they've got enough experience in this team and know how to not go down anywhere. You'd think even with selling Roman Esse, which is one of their only goal threats at all. But Luton, nah, them and Derby, I'm struggling to see past. To be honest with you, with just how bad they both are. Good win for Millwall, though. It's taking them out of any sort of conversation, really. Norwich 5, Swansea 1. I mean, I knew this was going to be a Swansea win. If you saw the prediction video, I said 2-0, I think, in this. I didn't expect him to arsehole them this much. I didn't think Sargent were ready to start yet. He's been coming off bench like the last couple of weeks, hasn't he? But he starts, and he's just bagging straight away. He is so, so good. And I'm telling you now, you know when you put Borges' hands back in this team, in like a couple of games, whatever it is that he's got left for his man, these are going to start flying. The players that these have got, oh my God. From an attacking point of view, they just score so many goals, especially at home. 3 there, 6, 4. A lot of time you're looking at 2, really. Obviously, they got Arsenal by Brighton. Another 5 here against Swansea. It's just like, I don't know what Swansea really expect when they're going and trying to play football that they like to go and play against a side that scores for fun, especially with a striker like Josh Sargent up front. What they're trying to do is absolute brainless, to be honest with you. But it suits mould that managers that Swansea have been going for recently. Russell Martin. There's just no, like, give with these managers, is there? There's no, like, adaptation at all. We're going to Norwich away, and we're still gonna just try and keep ball, be so aggressive. We're playing it out from back and not deviating from it at all. What do you expect? What do you expect? You've just got to try and soak it up a little bit. Try and play it on a counter. For God's sake, you're Swansea in Championship. You've got a good squad, but you're playing Norwich at their place. This is a completely different ball game to Sheffield United at home, for example. On your own patch, it's all right trying to do this stuff, and they're picking a lot of the points up from home, Swansea. But away, just get a grip, please. You're trying to do it away at Portsmouth and you get hammered. Try and do it away at Norwich, you get hammered. Take the hint. Change your style away from home. It's 5 losses on bounce away. 5. 4 there, 3 there, 3 there, 5 there. Stop. Stoke 0-0, don't care really. Bristol City 2, Blackburn 1. Blackburn, I mean, they've fallen off a cliff, haven't they? They've won one game in Championship since December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One win in 9. They're not getting hammered either, do you know what I mean? When they lose, it's close. 2-1, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0 again, 1-0, 1-0. But it happens every year this with Blackburn. They're not good enough at grinding results out. They've only drawn 6 games. They either win or lose, and a lot of times there's just no in between. You can't find like a bit of grit about them to be able to go and snag a point if they're not playing that well. Good finish from Twine again. Andy Vyman, I mean, that were given when it away at Bristol City. That were given from to score against his old club. And Bristol City, again, they obviously had a little nosebleed recently where they got like in touching distance. They've won this game to put them within 3 points. Don't even know the next game is, but they'll lose. The only thing that's making me like quite happy, just to go back to this again, obviously Norwich are on the up, Coventry are sort of on the up as well. So even though Wednesday, I'm about to talk about Wednesday in a bit, but even though Wednesday like chipping away and sort of like sneaking in there, there's so many teams in and around this clump that could maybe get in 5th and 6th, then I'm not worried. Cardiff 2, Derby 1. If I were a Derby fan, however, I'd be shitting bricks, my friend. What's that now? Let's have a look. What's Paul Warren's Tricky Whites up to? 7 lasses on the bounce, baby. Holy shit. They lose to good sides, which is, you know, fair enough. Leeds, Sunderland, do you know what I mean? Leyton Orient. But then when you start losing to crap around you, I know Cardiff have been unbeaten in a while now. Like, look at them, they're actually quite good. But if you're losing these games, that is serious bad news. Even on possession. But shots, Cardiff. Shots on target, Cardiff. Expected goals, Cardiff. Big chances, Cardiff. Everything. They're in trouble. They really, really are. Cardiff, however, I like this manager that they've given job to. Obviously, we're interim, weren't it? And even from start, like, when did he get the actual job? He was probably sat down here and he went on this little spell and we're like, yes, nice. Obviously, then after that, they went on this horrendous run of form. So I won't be surprised if they start losing like 4 or 5 up bounce after this. But they look much, much harder to beat, which is very, very good and needed if you want to survive. Talk about Derby losing to good sides, you know what I mean? Cardiff against good sides. I mean, a draw against Coventry. Coventry are a good side, I don't care what anybody says. Draw against Middlesbrough. Obviously, Sheffield United away in Cup, but that's fair enough. Swansea, massive game for them. Arsenal them 3-0. But then at the same time, against poor sides, Millwall, you could say, from 2-0 down, serious character shown to come and pull it back to 2-0, 2 apiece even. Derby, win. Again, Swansea, to an extent, 3-0 win. They're looking good, and they're looking tricky and hard to beat. And when you look at some other crap down here that's easy to beat, Derby, Luton, Portsmouth away from home, especially. Cardiff are looking good. Also, Swansea in 17th. Mate, I swear these were about 9th, like 3 days ago. What has happened to these recently? There were a lot of like speculation about Cleverley, weren't there, at Watford, and that he might be sacked and stuff like that. God himself knows what anybody expects from this Watford squad. Honestly, bring him downstairs and ask him, because I have no idea what this board expect from this squad. They've got some good players. Don't get me wrong, they have got some good players. That Vata looks quite good. I like Bayo just for scoring like 8 goals away at Wednesday. But you're comparing that to this over here. Come on. And Coventry about 12th. Oh my God, what a guess. If they sack Cleverley, they will never get out of this league again. I'm serious. They will never ever get promoted again if they sack Cleverley. What serious manager can honestly take this job? What self-respecting manager is going to look and think, if I don't win every game, they're going to sack me? You're just not taking it, are you? He's done so well, Cleverley, to have him in and around this playoff picture all year, because before it started the season, I'd have thought they'd have been much closer to bottom 3 than they would top 6, guaranteed. Coventry, though, let's have a quick talk about these. They have won 4 on bounce now. Obviously, one's in Cup, which is to Wednesday at home, but it's 4 championship games, effectively. 4 championship teams that they've won in a row. Against 4 sides that are all like, what, top half, maybe? Wednesday, Bristol City, Blackburn, Watford, they're all in that sort of playoff chasing picture, and they've won all of them. And deserve to as well, again. Telling you, Lampard gets a bad rep. Honestly, he really does. He did good with Derby. I'm not bothered. He did what he expected with Derby, which is to get him into playoffs with that squad that they had. They weren't like absolute world beater players at the time. Obviously, now you're looking at like Tamari, Mount, players like that. They weren't that good then. They were still good players, but they weren't what they are now then. He did go with Everton, keeping him up, which is all they've been trying to do for the last like 4 or 5 years. He's doing good here. He did well with Chelsea. Got him into top 4 with a transferring bag with a bunch of kids. I think he's a good manager, Lampard. I seriously do. And you look at where they are now compared to, what, 2 months ago when they were scrapping around with these fellas down at bottom. 3 wins on bounce in league, 6 points off playoffs. That's it. It's not crazy to say that these could get in. It really ain't. Same as like, I know QPR have lost this game. Same as QPR. Same as Norwich. These 3 here have come from right down at bottom. Well, not so much Norwich. But Coventry and QPR come from near bottom. They just keep flying, man. I'm telling you. There's a serious chance for some of these to get in. You know what? Maybe I've just done a disservice to one at sides. Preston 2, Middlesbrough 1. This is a big, big win. And just to instantly jump on Middlesbrough, I'm getting to a point where I'm like questioning Michael Carrick, me. I really am. Because you look at this squad, you look at the attacking players that these have got, win games. Why are these not with the top 4? This squad deserves to be in that chasing pack of autos. It should be a top 5 with them pulling away, not a top 4 with Artem. And yes, I know they're in 6th. And yes, I know they scored 47 goals, 2nd most in division. I'm not bothered. Seriously, I'm not bothered. These should be winning so many more games than they are doing. Stats, yeah, I don't even care. I don't care. I'm not bothered about stats. Don't care. Do not care in the slightest. Obviously, one at goals is from Luke Ayling, like, bent over in his own box. For some reason. I don't know what that's about. Latte Laugh, Finazaz, Ben Doak, this Bergzoig who scored. We're about to add Morgan Whittaker to this team, by the way. Hackney. The defence as a whole is solid. I'm telling you, there's going to be serious questions asked of this man if he don't get him promoted. If he don't get him in top 6, I think he'll be sacked on day, Carrick, if they don't get him playoffs. But then at the same time, swing it back round to Preston. Sintek is coming. Obviously, they had a tricky start as well, Preston. Sintek is coming in at home. Very good. Very, very good. They've only lost 2 home games all year. It's what you expect from a stable championship side to be solid at home, and that's exactly what they are. And that's exactly the reason that they finish between probably like 14th and 10th, more or less, every year. Very, very good win, that. QPR 0, Wednesday 2. Smith scored again. I'm fed up with that guy. 39% at ball, but most chances. Like, I don't know. Oh, Roll's so good. I just need him to not go up this year, and then they'll just fall off a cliff because Roll will leave. Also, you know the amount of shit that these boys get chance here with their owner? He's a beast. He's actually the best. Just Charles recalled. Might go to top at championship. No. Back to Wednesday. He don't want any praise. He's the best. He's a great owner, him. I love him. Apparently, Baz were pulling strings as well, at like ripe old age of 67. I don't know what people expect. The bloke is on like 47 grand a week. So, come on. You'd expect them sort of performances from one of the top earners in championship. Big hitters. He's 5'7" and balding. And he's paid for an air transplant, by the way, and he still looks like Wurzel Gummidge. Yeah, good win, though. That Gassama's a player and all. You can tell he's got a future in game. Get off my screen. Sunderland 2. Plymouth 2. Why do I change anything I ever say? Why? I think Sunderland will finish 4th. I really do. End of. They've just been absolutely dicked 5-0 at home to Burnley. Apparently the Whittaker situation were different to what the manager said. Whittaker's come out and said he would have played. He's always been open to playing. He's never like refused to play. But it were agreed between him and manager that because of the bids from like Burnley and Middlesbrough that he wouldn't play. But the manager's come out and said, basically, maybe like the mental impact has got Plymouth this, because it's massive. That it really is. I think they're dead and buried anyway. I see no world where these can finish even like 23rd. But that is a big old point. Obviously, it's classed as an own goal in it from Patterson first one. It's so unlucky. I think it's harsh calling it that. And then Thierry Henry scored. Hume before 90th minute equaliser for Plymouth. I'll tell you what, I just respect them so much, these boys, because they're getting up at like 2 a.m. to go to this game. Ridiculous. I love Plymouth, me. I hope they stay up. I seriously do. But I just cannot see it at all. I think they'll be down in April. Sunderland, these are games that you've got to be winning if you want to be serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to take advantage of this. You've seen Sheffield United get arsehole in their own back garden on Friday night. You know that Leeds and Burnley, at least one of them dropping points on Monday. This is a serious chance to get you sent in there. And they don't do it. You win this game, you go second. Do you know what I mean? More or less at least. It's poor. It is poor. And maybe I'm being harsh, but bottom of league at home when you're an automatic chasing side. Come on. And then finally, because obviously tonight there's Burnley and Leeds. Watch along, by the way. West Brom 5, Portsmouth 1. These are so bipolar, it's ridiculous. Like, compared to away. We're at Portsmouth at home. 14th. 4 wins on bounce against some good sides as well. Away from home, and they like joint with Plymouth. 7 points. At least 5 losses in a row. Let me go and check that out. Oh my god. Oh my god. And these take a following and all, Portsmouth. Wow, that is sad. I guess you could say like West Brom are equally very, very good at home and rarely lose. But they don't put 5 past anybody, more or less ever. Moat, oh man. God damn it. I got 10 rated for Diangana. Go on, the boy. And also, one of the, like, positive things you can say about this, like, Aussie, and he scored on his debut. So, nice little confidence booster for that fella. He'll probably score at home now in next game. I'm not overly worried about Portsmouth just based on the fact that their own form is ridiculously good. But it could bite them knowing that every away game they've lost and they gain no points. So you effectively need to put up these wins at home. And if you start dropping off your own form, they could be in serious shit. You can't just rely on half at games getting points in it all year and then other half you just completely voiding straight away. They've got to tighten up a little bit because the goals that they concede away from home are actually ridiculous. But it's same as Swansea, innit, I guess. You could say, and they're 17th, so let's have a look at the table. Plymouth, yes, they got that big draw away at Sunderland, but I still cannot see them staying up, if I'm completely honest with you. Luton and Derby, I'm worried about. I feel like Derby, I've probably almost got, have I actually? Because Kashi might be going to Brighton. So I've almost got like more faith in Derby just based on the fact that Paul Wall is definitely going to get sacked soon. But at the same time, if Cashin goes, I do struggle to see him staying up if Cashin leaves. Unless they reinvest the money very well in January. You cannot afford to wait till summer because if you do, yeah, you might get 10, 12 million quid for the boy. But you're in League One. So Luton are in serious trouble. Portsmouth, yeah, I mean, their own form's all right. And it's Stoke. To be fair, they're not winning games, are they, anymore? I think Hull will pull away. Cardiff are doing all right. Everything here up's fine. So my outsiders could have a chance, though. Preston I'm not going to take seriously. Coventry and Norwich are serious outsiders here, I think, again. And Wednesday is sort of just there or thereabouts. Watford I don't think will. Neither will Bristol City or Blackburn. I could see it being Cov, Norwich, Wednesday, Middlesbrough, West Bromwich. You fight for them 2 spots at end. This four's obviously pulled away, and it will do for the rest of the year. But Sunderland, I just feel like still going to finish 4th. I'm intrigued to see what happens tonight. Obviously, I've gone through a 1-1. That'll be a game. That'll seriously be a game. I would like a Burnley win. Don't think they will. League 1. Cambridge 3, Mansfield 2. Come on, pick your up. Big win for Cambridge, honestly. Big old win. First half and all, they were 3-0 up in this game. I did think they were going to throw it away near end. Gregory obviously scoring his penalty, like customary goal. But first half, they were considerably the better side, like by an absolute landslide. Mansfield did nothing in that first half. Obviously, when you're 2-0 up at half-time against an half-decent side in Mansfield, especially when you're in bottom 4, you are going to come out second half and then just sit back completely and try and see it out, which is exactly what they did. So I'm not overly fussed, really, by second half stats. I'm bothered about this one, really, and the fact that they've won game. It's a really, really good win. They are scoring goals, in fairness, Cambridge. It's just how many they let in. Do you know what I mean? I guess a lot of these sides are in the same sort of boat, but they've scored more goals than Bristol Rovers. They've scored more than Stevenage, who are obviously defensively absolutely astute. But maybe I'm like writing them off a little bit too early. Them and Burton, I've said that they'll be down for ages. Maybe I'm writing them off a little bit too much. I do think it is a lot to ask for. But if you can have performances like this first half, who knows? Especially at home, that's where you're going to have a serious chance of picking your points up. Play like that in your first half, consistently, you might have a shot there. Problem being, obviously, some of the upcoming fixtures are very tough. We are in January, so you're effectively playing everybody again anyway. But some of the upcoming fixtures are very, very hard. Rotherham away, who, apart from the recent game, are in very good form. Wickham, Lincoln away, Birmingham, Exeter, Stockport, a big, like, 6 points with Crawley. They've got some very, very hard fixtures coming up. I think you can maybe look at them after this Crawley game and see where they're at, because they could easily pick no points up in all this time. I would like to see them stay up, just based on the fact that maybe if we don't go up, I've not been to Cambridge yet. I've got to cover all bases at this point, but it's a very good win for Cambridge. Mansfield, I think this is partly the reason why I don't think that they'll get in. Huddersfield 0, Bolton 1. This is a massive result, this, for promotion picture, because Bolton are definitely not out of it. Despite this, like, horrendous season that they're having, they're 1 point behind us. So, do you know what I mean? Everybody's speaking about, like, oh, you know, these Bolton fans with the shit that they're going through and how good they are away. We've probably matched them in away numbers. Where's our recognition? We've been wanked for years. Where's the Barnsley wank fest about our fans? You know, I don't want to. Yeah, whatever. Big win. Huddersfield have been like shit recently. Obviously, yeah, Burton at home, Rotherham at home, Wickham away, one that they won for some reason. Blackpool's then a place to go in fairness, and then Bolton at home. They are hard fixtures, but you've only got one win in them. They are hard to beat, obviously, which is, again, fair enough. A lot of the losses came in like one spell. I think they lost 5 in a row or something along them lines. So they are very hard to beat. I don't know. Maybe they should have started like the £4 million strike force in Taylor and Dion Charles. Good win for Bolton. I can already see it coming. We're going to finish 5th and 6th, and I'll meet you at Wembley. And then we'll be playing for 6 days. Nobody will win. Will we get to Wembley? Barnsley 0, Stevenage 1. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I want to quickly say as well, the defenders that these boys have got, very good. We could not get past this Piagiani once. He is an absolute mountain. Very, very good defender, that lad. Charlie Good as well, very good. Just defensively, they were solid. We created minimal all game. The stuff that we did create fell to Max Watters, unfortunately, who can't chop a ball, can't pass a ball, can't shoot. But we were just completely void of ideas all game. Phillips got man at match somehow. I've no idea how. I love the boy. When he can be asked, he's very, very good. Solid midfielder. But Ferrugia were the only bright spark in this entire game. This is the first time I've seen him. It was his actual home debut. He started this game. He come on against Bristol Rovers. I didn't see the Bristol Rovers game. I saw highlights. From what I saw against this, shit top. Really like him. We're still not got a striker. It's been 27 days. We've needed one for 27 years. We take it piss. It's not like we've only just found out that we need a striker. Oh, let's have a look now for some strikers. They should have been doing it August, looking for some strikers. Why are we still this far in? As last 2 games we've lost to Stevenage and Bristol Rovers. If we had a decent, competent forward, we haven't done 6 points. It's every year, and it stems from people up here that are not quick enough for getting the signings in. You look at Huddersfield and the players that they've brought in. Everyone brings in players straight away. We wait till the last day, and we've lost 6-9 points in January, when we could have had all them points and been in a serious automatic chase if we'd have brought them in sooner. It takes piss. It's boring. It's year after year of this ownership, but because it's not like glaringly obvious in your face like it is with Wednesday, for example, and Chansiri just being a public knobhead, and the eyes are like little scurrying around in the background, a little it's just not as like vocal or seen. Our owners are absolute crooks. That being said, if they bring me a striker and we get promoted, I'll be on my knees doing this. Stevenage, very good. You can see why they've not conceded a lot of goals. Like, very, very solid. Very well structured. Mint on set pieces as well, especially defensively. Shit up. Well done, boys. You deserved win. Definitely. It could have honestly been more than this. They went through a couple of times. Better finishing from then. It's like a 3-0 wouldn't have looked out of place, honestly. Burton 4, Wotherham 2. What's happened here then? Steve Evans was singing praises that the best team in universe. All Rotherham fans saying that they've got best manager in league. Maybe like one of the other managers is inside his belly. Looks like it. Bodvarsson 2 goals. He scored 3 and 3 since he left Wrexham to go to Burton. That might be different because they've lacked a serious striker all year. Bodvarsson, a lot of experience in a lot of different leagues. He didn't really even get a chance at Wrexham, to be fair. And I liked him at Millwall, in fairness. He was alright at Bolton when he came in off bench a lot of time. For somebody like Burton, down at bottom, scrappy side, he's going to suit that to the ground. You never know. You know what? You never know. I've wrote these in Cambridge off all year. You never know. 2 wins on bounce for these. Against 2 good sides, by the way. Wigan away. Wigan are not an easy side to play against at all. Rotherham on a really good run of form. Put 4 past them. You never ever know. People actually putting like Rotherham in the top 6. You want to get your head out your ass a little bit. There's much better sides than them. They might finish top half, or maybe top 10. But no. Come on, not playoffs. Sibley scored on his debut though, to be fair. Better than Jude Bellingham, that lad. Charlton 1, Shrewsbury 0. It's 96-minute winner and all from Charlton. It's really, really unfortunate from Shrewsbury. But, like, if you get a chance, go and watch the interview with Ainsworth afterwards. You can see why teams fate for him. And I do still think that despite the fact that they're bottom of the league now, I do still think they'll get out. I really do. Because the spirit and, like, togetherness that he can instill in a side, it's honestly ridiculous. I'm going to say I won't mind him at Barnsley. I definitely would. I would mind him at Barnsley. I'm going to just retract that. I feel sick that I've just had that thought. What are our standards now if I would accept that? Big win for Charlton though. They're obviously very good at home. More than often against the better sides to get the points. I fully expected them to lose this game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But it's a big win and it keeps them winning that sort of picture for players. I don't think they'll get in, but they're sort of in and around there. I'm ignoring Wrexham Birmingham, by the way, because it feels like it about 6 months ago. Exeter 1, Blackpool 3. These are on really good form, you know, Blackpool. I know, like, points-wise, it's probably not saying that. But the fact that they're unbeaten against, they lost the Wrexham one, but they're unbeaten against Birmingham away, Shrewsbury, I've just said, are going to be an hard fixture now, Wycombe away, Huddersfield at home, and then Exeter away. Oh, yeah, they've not been as good this year. But that is still an hard fixture. To not lose in them 5 games, good going that. Obviously, deserved win as well. They've not had loads at ball. Who cares? This is literally only stat that matters at the top of your screen. It says 3-1 to Blackpool. Finished. And lad that scored goal, this blocks him. He's Shrewsbury's best player, isn't he, effectively? He's what? How old is he? 21? Barely, like a couple months into being 21. He's gone to Blackpool. Oh, to be fair, that's funny. His last goal for Shrewsbury was against Blackpool. But in the 2 games that he's had at Blackpool, He's got 2 goals and an assist against Huddersfield and Exeter. He is a serious player. Him. I really, really like him. They'll have picked him up on cheap. That is a solid signing for this level, that Blackpool. Very good business. He's a good player. And it's a big win. Like I said, I don't think they'll get in. I think they're too far off. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just losing my head after Barnsley. Exeter, yeah, they're losing loads of games recently, and they are sort of being dragged a little bit close towards it, but they'll be fine. I've said for the longest, this is your serious scrap down here. Bristol Rovers down. Leyton Orient 2, Reading 0. Big win. Again, big win from Leyton Orient. Good finish that 1-0 from that lad. Deserved win. Again. Reading, they're falling off a cliff a little bit. They have lost like the last 3 games. Once to Burnley, a couple, I'm not that bothered. But against good sides, especially away, Reading just aren't getting the points or getting the goals that they really need. And that is why, I know obviously after Ruben Sellers, I thought they'd have fallen off a lot faster than they have done. And they've still sort of kept in touching distance with everybody else. I do think they will slide a little bit further down. Leyton Orient, however, if we go back to this form, they've lost 1 game in Cup, right? In the league, we are looking at, seriously, win-win, draw, win-win, draw, win. These are not stopping. They're not slowing down. They've gone from like 19th to 7th in space for about 2 months. I would not want to be playing these boys anytime soon because they're a very good side. And they've got, they've got a game in hand on us and a point off. I hate this league. Why? Why do I talk about League One? Lincoln 5, Peterborough 1. To be fair, Ferguson's come out after the game and said this is easily the softest bunch of players that he's ever managed in his life. I'm not surprised. I don't know why he's surprised when you sell everybody and then bring in the loads of kids with no experience. Not surprised you've got a soft underbelly if your team and your core, your squad is made up of children. And all players that aren't good enough, which clearly a lot of these aren't. The defending for a lot of these goals is absolutely embarrassing. They've kept loads up ball. Yippee. Part of this is on Ferguson anyway, for the way that he wants to play and play out front back and then play on counters that way. It's ridiculous. You've not got players good enough to play out front back. Change it. Find another way to get up pitch faster. I do think the main problem here is owner. In fact, the way that they're running this club, obviously, he can't afford to do it. It's as simple as that. If you're not willing to lose loads of money like every other club in countries, you can't afford to do it. Football has changed fast. If you ain't got multi-millions sat there that you're willing to chuck at club every year, sell. Because you're just taking these fans on for a ride. And I just want to put it out there, same as ours, exact same as what was happening to Barnsley. We've got billionaire owners. Yeah. Throw some money to us then, please, like everybody else does. Some very good finishes, to be fair, from Lincoln. I don't just want to make it like, oh, Peterborough is so bad and Lincoln just walked over this like pub side, which is effectively what did happen because Peterborough is shit. But some very good finishes there. Not seen this lad yet. This Lingdon. Oh yeah. No, he started against Leyton Orient, to be fair, but I can't remember seeing him there, to be honest with you. He obviously started today properly. Came on off bench against Exeter. Assist. All right. Maybe you can do something. I wonder where they've picked him up from. Degerfors from there. Is that Swedish second division? 13 goals in 28. Maybe there's something there. Don't get me wrong, they've got a keen eye for some players that nobody's ever heard of Peterborough. Obviously, they just go for like Barnett's best player a lot of the time. But it's when you're doing it in the volume that they are doing. There's minimal experience in this team. Very, very minimal. Especially in this division. And especially for a scrappy side that needs to try and stay up now. I think they could be in serious shit, I really do. Stockport 2, Crawley 0. Another like routine win. Again, very good finish that first one for Stockport. To be fair, the second one weren't bad. Oh no, we're at a set piece, that one. Regardless. 2 big wins these. Different ends of the table and doing different things. Reading at their place. Very, very hard to beat. Got a lot of points at home, Reading they do. And Crawley, I've worried for him a long time. Like I said a few videos ago about these. When they come to our place, they just look completely void of ideas. And it was 3-0 by the time they'd even had a shot. I do feel sorry for him a little bit. But it's just not working, is it? It's just not working at all. Stockport, however, again, keeping in touch and distance with everybody out. They're now top at rest at best, unfortunately. That is, oh God, I can't do it anymore. And despite not having Louis Barry, obviously they signed Micah Hamilton, didn't they? It's massive, that. That's a great signing. It must be nice, having owners that are like ambitious. Wow. Crazy. Must be nice. Anyway, Wigan 2, Bristol Rovers 0. I don't even know anymore. We could only score 1 against Bristol Rovers. You can tell, like, defensively, they're all over shot, Bristol Rovers. So easy to get in behind. The defenders are crap. The keeper's very, very good. But them finishes from Wigan are top draw again. 2 really good goals. Again, another side, them and Peterborough, I worry about both of them. The one of, if not, to be honest, both of them could go down. Like, I know they obviously bet us last week. But the amount of chances that you can get against this side, if your strikers are on form against Bristol Rovers, you are literally, it's an everybody eats fixture. They're so bad defensively. But the keeper is the only reason, really, from my point of view, that they're not already in bottom 4. Wigan, good win, pulls them away from it, from any serious danger. Do you know what I mean? They'll be sound now, which is happy days from. And then finally, Wycombe 0, Northampton 0, don't care. So, looking at table, obviously Shrewsbury are last, but I'm still convinced that these will get out. Crawley, we're maybe looking at like a team that they're just shot for confidence, aren't they? There's no serious quality there. I think there's a bid coming for the best player as well, if I remember that correctly on Twitter. Cambridge and Burton both with massive wins, but it's going to take a lot and a lot more consistency as well. Burton is sort of finding it recently. But if you want to get out of these and catch up to Bristol Rovers, Peterborough, Northampton, you need to be more consistent. Burton may be chipping away a little bit now that John Daddy's there. Northampton, it's a very good draw away at Wycombe. I will just say that. Even though I don't talk about 0-0s, really good point. Peterborough in shit. They're just really bad. So are Bristol Rovers, in fairness. Stevenage, very good defensively. I wouldn't mind that entire back three, to be fair. Putting bodies online 24/7. They look like they'd have died on pitch for the club. They're like serious defenders, them. Going to the top, Bolton, I'm telling you, won't be surprised if these finish like 6th or 5th at all. Charlton are chipping away as well, to be fair, you know. Mate, half these sides have got games in hand on us. I'm saying about like Bolton and Charlton having such shit seasons for their standards. I'm deluded. I am seriously an idiot when it comes to us. We're fucking crap. All top 4 drop points as well. This was the chance. Oh my god. I don't care. What, you know what? Whatevs, bro. Birmingham will have won league by time like Barnes will next win a game, probably. Pleasure. Thanks as everybody for watching. Oh, I can't speak. I'll be doing a watch on tonight as well. I
say I'm a man, yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us me tits.